All right. Hello, everyone, and Miriam.
Yes.
I'm very happy to see you here this morning in your beautiful outfit and your smile. And we're going to talk a lot today about how to become the best in 2018. You know, we've just entered the new year, and so many people have set goals, and, you know, whether it's health, wealth, business, and everything else. And we've discovered many things that can make this more of a reality, because there's many things that function behind the scenes in the invisible environment, yet they govern so much of the outcome of who we are. You know, places of who we are, what we think, what we do, where we live, what we engage with, who we associate with, because that is all coming on an aspect that the lowest common denominator by which we can factor this stuff into is that everything is energy, right? And we've had an amazing time this week.
Yes.
And after a number of years of not being in contact with Miriam, I sent her a happy birthday wish.
Thank you. It was absolutely meant to be.
Yeah, it was.
And
It was.
in Vancouver for that time too. So nice to see you, because I know you for many years.
Right.
And it's in the field of what everybody's interested by, in me too, health.
That's right.
Without your health, you can have everyone knows we need this. And the beginning of each year, this is where we all have some goals. And we want to be healthy, we want to go to the gym, we want to lose weight for some people, and that's what we have to set. And many people are trying hard, and they lose, I will say, they don't have the right directions.
Correct.
And they are not taking the right detox or the products that they will say they bring. Oh, look at this picture, me before, me after. How many people are looking and say, oh, it's going to be going to work for me, and it's not.
Right.
And on your side, one thing I'm sure about you, Richard, you always bring a product that is honest, because you test everything before you present to your clients and to your friends. We know it works, and so that's why I trust you. So every time you bring me something or to try, and I know it's going to be perfect.
Well, thank you for having the confidence in what I do. And for me, it's becomes more and more, I'm motivated to align myself with more of what is really true. And so much of what we've been marketed for, because really, you know, the definition of what the system wants us to be is good consumers, right?
Absolutely.
And in the word consumer is the word con. So we're all generally being conned to some degree when we buy into what they try to sell us.
It's
right?
every day on TV, on magazines,
Exactly.
on the internet. We're bombarded. As soon as you type something, you have so many people say, oh, try this, try that. We don't know what to trust anymore.
So always question everything.
Yes.
That's the key. And because as you start finding issues with truth in there,
Yes.
Truth leads us to more truth. So it doesn't matter what aspect of our life it is, okay? And and that's what I feel strongly about. That's why I like the research. When I find something, oh my goodness, I've got something that I need to take to the people, and I need to share it, right?
Yes.
And so I have a passion, a love for it, and I do truly care for people. I don't care what color, what background. I just want to share
I
and
agree
help
about this.
get people better, right? You
That's
know,
why we're still in touch and we're still friends for all of these years.
exactly.
Yes.
So, you know, and one of the things that really struck me some time ago, and, you know, you look at darkness, but if you get just a slight beam of light coming in, it starts to expose. And I feel that now that we're shifting in 2018, a lot of cracks are appearing in many of the different systems, whether it's financial system, everything. The cracks are starting to form, and lights are starting to come. A little bit of light gets in.
Yes.
And more exposure, and more people, whether they're willing or not, they're being brought in to the light of these things, right? And for those, I guess, that are going to live in denial that, you know, hang on, I need to have a look at these aspects. So that's all I'm asking people.
Yes.
You know, when I'm working with them, you don't have to believe what I say or do. Just keep an open mind.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Examine,
Yeah.
look at the facts, and maybe by just being open like that, you're now starting to be revealed to much more truth, because truth resonates very strong. Okay?
Yes.
So if you're a seeker of truth, even though you've been deceived for so long, when that truth is presented, your vibration goes up with the truth, and you start realizing, and where we function from, okay, is, or where we actually begin to function from in the beginning of
Yes.
life. We have the Heart Math Institute has said there are brain cells within the heart, and now those brain cells were active before these brain cells in the head were active. Okay,
Yes.
and we know that when we come from the heart, okay, and we come from love and from the heart, how much power there is in that.
Yes.
And the problem is that once we're born and we're being programmed, this rational mind takes over. So we're always trying to rationalize it, and we listen less to the heart or to the gut. And so this is where we start, you know, being hijacked and then mutilated and terrorized, that we're afraid to come what is true,
Yeah.
right? So, but generally people live within the three-dimensional world, right?
Yes.
And with the five senses: hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, seeing. But most people learn by seeing, right? They say 90% of the things that we learn
Yes.
is about what we see.
That's why we're bombarded by the TV advertisements
Exactly.
and magazine. We spend millions on this.
And the problem with a lot of people, if they go being mindless, okay, we should be being mindful, but if we're being mindless and we're drawn in these things and our minds are being then deactivated,
Yes.
then, you know, you see everybody nowadays, they're sitting or they're walking, they got their phones, they got their iPads, and they're all bent over and they're doing this thing,
Yes.
okay? So
is
they're
what-
being drawn into the abyss,
Yes.
okay? And they're becoming much more deprogrammed, and that's the strength that it has, okay?
It's an addiction now.
Well, it is, yes. And so we have to just be very aware that the steps that we take, so question everything. You're going to engage, this technology can serve you well,
Yes.
but if you're being mindless about it, it can suck you into something. So by doing that, people have allowed, okay, the system of things to control them, right? So it's kind of like my doctor said, or the politician says, or this person says, and we're basing everything. I mean, let's face it, we live in a world today, if you don't know anything about something or you want to know more, what's the people say? Google it!
Yes.
Is Google your God? Right? But it's just the truth, right?
Yeah, you
People say
want to,
Google
yeah.
it, Wikipedia, anything like that. That's where we go for information, and we go there for truth, right? But, and that's it, okay? So, but you know what? It's kind of like, again, this is where the heart has to open up, because you might be reading information that by which, that they say is the truth. Be quiet. And if the rational mind get excited, but somehow your gut, your heart doesn't feel good, then just back off. Take a little bit of time. Get in alignment. The head, the heart, the gut, get in alignment. So when you then get that peace of mind about this whole thing, your knowingness about how this works is better. If it doesn't resonate well, leave it alone. Take some time, you know, give it some more thought or whatever, do some more research on it. But, you know, we're always drawing with the advertising, with just different things. Through the music, we're drawn on the emotions. And in that subject of emotions, if even the word emotions, emotion, energy in motion. So we're always down to the basic common denominator. Everything is energy, okay? So if we can measure the energies, we can quantify the energies, and now we start incorporating everything about us, you know. Again, we have our own bioenergy field, okay? And that is made up out of our physical, but it's also perhaps of the stuff that we've put into our bodies over time. It can be our emotional strength. It can be what we're thinking. Thoughts create emotions, and when the other day, when we think and then we speak it forth, okay?
Yeah.
So whatever we're thinking, once we speak it out, our words go out, and that's energy flowing out. It's just like it's creating waves out there, right? So be careful, give yourself some second thoughts if you have something. Slow to speak, as it says, right? Yeah. And be sure what you're saying, because again, we say the wrong thing. Let's say we curse another person, we're actually cursing ourselves too, right? So the words we're using, and we did the thing with the wands on the words in the water, right? Yes. We spoke to the water, and the energy changed, and then we said to the water, "Water, you're ugly, I hate you," and it's just like boom, our energy goes down. Yes. And the next step is, you say to the water, "You're beautiful, I love you," and the energy goes up. And I'm asking anybody that's looking at it, we'll have more and more videos on these short little subjects, right? That it's so. And what we're doing is really verifying Dr. Masaru Emoto's work over the years, where they took and they put words and they speak and they put music to the water, and then they flash freeze it, and then they take photography of that, and you see the crystal formation. Beautiful words, beautiful expressions, beautiful crystal formations. Bad things, ugly, right? So
we do this for even with we use this in so many ways. If you want to hurt somebody, you just in purpose say something, and this person is going to be down for maybe the rest of the day, and for many years, because these words the negative words have an impact in the brain.
Absolutely.
And you cannot remove it just like this. Unfortunately, that's why we start as kids. What you say to a baby, what you say to a child, is going to affect him for the rest of his life. Mm-hmm. The good things on the other side, you can encourage somebody, and immediately you are going to see this person to blossom and to have confidence. So that's the words are. The impact of the words is huge. A lot of people now, they don't realize it, because when a society, everything you type on Facebook, everything go, and it's just where it's like we're in a rush, and we're not thinking all the time of the consequences of our words.
Yeah, and we're imbibing basically things, concepts, words, phrases. Like look at the word selfies. Everybody selfies, but it gets focused on us. Yes. And why are people so depressed? They're just focused on themselves. Let's look out there, okay? See what you can do, Come from contribution, come from appreciating the things around you, the people around you, right? Yes. Otherwise, we're depreciating, right? Okay. So when we're using the wrong language, the wrong thinking, acting in the wrong way, we're really depreciating. So the more we can come from appreciating, we're not just building them up, we're growing with that too, okay? So it's all about nurturing everybody, right? So even thoughts, words, the whole, it's beyond the physical, it's beyond the five sense world that we have to go nowadays in order to, really grow and open up, because we're connected to everything that's in the universe. We think that as human beings, we're our own entity, and everything else around us is for us to control and manipulate. But we're all part of that, and it can, if we work in a synergistic way with whether it's other people, with nature, we become more empowered, okay, to be more successful, right? Because again, now we're going coming there from contribution, right? You're born alive to live a life, right? Most people spend more time dying than they actually spend living, right? You hit the average person, they start getting to be 60s, and certainly people, elderly people, they get together. They're all talking about being doctored. Oh, my doctor says this, my doctor says this. Everybody's being doctored. I know. But, the greatest healer exists within each one of us. Yes. Again, what we think, what we say, what we do, okay? And I think to people, it's like, from the physical manifestation that you want to know and see and experience even, is that what does your own body do? You cut your hair, you cut your nail, you cut your skin. 3 things. But everything in your body, every part of you.
What you drink,
exactly.
What you think.
But you cut your hair grows back. You cut your nails grow. You cut your skin, you're doing it all, okay? So you manifest this body that is, again, it's like, this is the only vehicle you got. This is the car, let's say. This is the vehicle that you get to manage through life, right? Yes. And we know that everything with cars, with homes, if you don't take good care of things, not proper maintenance, it depreciates down and it falls apart sooner, right? And we only got one body.
I know.
And so when it's all broken,
I know, we have to take care of it.
We can maybe help it along somewhat.
Yes.
But the problem is,
and you're an expert on this?
Yes.
You are?
Well, maybe I'm an expert in my own experience, my own experiment.
For over 15 years, I know you. You are not aging.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
And
so do you. Anyway.
And what you're doing is a proof, of what you are offering and helping people around you.
Yeah, I trust that I will not be hypocritical in what I do. I want to use myself as the billboard, right? Yes. Okay, it's what I say, what I do is who I am, right? That's so important, I'm not, maybe it sounds sometimes that I'm selling because of how I'm speaking of this with the enthusiasm, but that's truly who I am, I believe, because that's how I live, and I'm not perfect,
You want to help,
yes.
and you're passionate about helping people.
Absolutely.
And that's what you're doing around you.
Yeah.
Look at how many, you've been helping somebody at 100 years old to drive, to have
100 years, yes.
Yes. I don't know anybody.
Most people don't make it.
No. Somebody at 80, they cannot drive anymore.
Yes. And guess what? It all begins with attitude, right? We maybe have a lot of knowledge, so it's, that's important. Yes. Knowledge is good, but when you use the knowledge, right? And like I say, when you have that attitude that, I can do this, I can do it, I'm going to do it, and you just adapt from it and come from a positive, loving way, right? Yes. Love yourself first. Take care of yourself, love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else, right? No. So for me, it's kind of like this. I want to do the best for myself so that I can make the best of myself available to others, and maybe even have others do better than what I am doing, right? Yes. So for me, that's important to kind of just share. In the meantime, I feel that as soon as I wake up first thing in the morning, it's kind of like, wow, another day, live in the moment, share, what can I learn? So I'm a student, I'm a researcher, and I'm an educator. Pass this knowledge on, just share it with other people, empower them, right?
And what you're doing now is really blow up my mind. I cannot believe it, the way you were working with a vibration.
Yes.
A personal vibration, because you are using our DNA.
That's right.
Can you, the approach and the way people, if you are talking about this, but just experience it like I did, is like, I never experienced something like this in my life. And it's working. It is like you got the answer yes or no right away. Or, and you can help people with the way they're going to eat properly, what is good for them or not. There's so many approaches, and to help people with selections of supplements like you did with me, what is good, not good, according to my personal conditions, my DNA. It's amazing. Even who is good for me or not good for me around, even my dog took even we took my dog. It's like, is my dog very good for me? I can believe it. And after we work on even with my shoes, my clothes, my wardrobe, what is going to be positive, when I go out and so on. Even in my house, what is the way I put everything together. It's like, how do you explain this? It's something very unique.
Very unique. And a lot of this, I've learned in the last 2 years.
Yes.
And it's opened my eyes, and it allows me to approach new frontiers almost with the energy, right?
It is.
And so it's like what we did, take your boots, shoes, anything you put in your body, on your body, near your body, were there material things?
Yeah,
Like you see a dog?
And my jewelry.
Exactly.
Everything we worked on, even the position of my watch, my bracelet, if I were left or right, I was like, really?
Yeah. Well, and in further videos where we start showing
Yes.
some of the dynamics on specific things, people can see more for themselves. Or, like I can help people with this technology, okay? Like totally, like I say, from head to toe, from toe to head, from anything you put in, on, near your body. And like you've experienced your watches, and you've actually had good choices. So something intuitively, you've been in tune with, and that you put wearing and so on has been very good. Those dresses that are energetically, that was pretty amazing. And I think this is where you have the successes. Why people are attracted to you, why people have you being at these events, okay? Because energetically you're really good, right? And so, but now we can even complete you much more powerful, So your presence out there is just going to draw more, and it's going to bring more, people to the events,
I was so impressed by this. You take selections of what kind of wardrobe, and this is going to be good for that event, and it will work for me. But even this is just material, but even to talk about my health of people, that's number one for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, even if they don't put it in their body, but they put things on their body that can create, an energy situation. Like I have people, and see the belt buckle, for example, right?
Yes.
And it goes right across the gut here, right? And so many people have digestive issues.
Yes.
And when I'm just reading, somehow I get this kind of intuitive thing, ask them to check the belt. So belt comes off, and then we see a whole different dynamics on that. On the okay, hold the belt buckle, boom, the energy is just like negative. Okay, we know it's the wrong belt for that person, right?
Exactly.
So that's just a simple thing, but it could be jewelry, it could be watches. So many people have issues with wearing the watches, as we tested Paris's watches there. And we have to change sides. Energy flows from left to right in the body too. So if we put the wrong things on the left side, it actually blocks the energy and it brings our energy down. Like, how do you know it, right?
We
typical
know it
consumer.
thanks to you.
Yeah, exactly. And so we have the technology, and this has been what has shifted my life. Okay.
Yes.
And these two wands here, because really the principles of this is based on dowsing, like water. Look, when people want water witching, dowsing, they were looking for water.
Yes.
What we enter your DNA, we can put photographs, so your DNA could be saliva, hair, skin, nails, doesn't matter. Anything belonging to you, your body, right?
It was simple for me. You just take saliva, and you put it. It's like so fast.
So it's done. And we can get your life force, and then we can take a reading of anything, and that can either help increase, so appreciation, or can bring you down or depreciate you unknowingly. And then people have these issues in their life, and all the medication, all the supplements, all the herbs, all the therapies are going to be either not working or minimally working you. But when we get you energetically balanced, first of all, okay, then the dynamics start to change.
Yes.
Okay, and so we start changing the way we think, what we say, what we put in our bodies, our food, find out what can work for us the best, the clothing that can work best, the jewelry.
Exactly.
And then you saw me do some of the stuff. I was rebalancing your place too.
Yes.
All the negative energy in there from what they call geopathic stress.
Yes.
So these are subjects that 99.99% of the people, certainly in North America, are not even aware of.
Yep.
Right?
It's like why you sleep badly, because the position of your bed is more than
Exactly.
this. Like you can determine everything with this.
Exactly.
Just like this.
So in the Chinese history, culture, Feng Shui has been around for thousands of years, right? And but in the way we've been educated, how real is this? It's just hocus pocus, cultural, whatever, right? Mysticism and so on. And with this, I can qualify that it is true. and I can make that job so simple, so inexpensive. Quickly walk through, I can measure it, and then I can rebalance it with my energy card, with the OG. And again, people can, see this in other videos, okay? Follow up to just specifically focus on those things if they want to learn about it, right? But yeah, balance your home, because many people sleep in bedrooms, okay? And the energy is just negative.
Totally.
So where do a lot of people have issues with? Sleeping.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot.
And the effect of, for example, in Feng Shui, they talk about no mirrors in your bedroom, right? And everybody, most people have mirrors, either it's in the closet door or
I know,
dresser.
and I have mirrors in my bed.
Right.
Yeah, in
So,
my bed.
but now I can show the technology that simply we can overcome all that, right? And without expensive procedures and changing and buying new furniture, I can turn around and build a complete positive environment in your home, which makes it, will raise us as well, okay? We can do that for the businesses. So if people want to attract good customers, you got to outflow, or you got to have it within that, and as well you want to outflow good energy as people walk by. Okay. Again,
like
the
I was
energy is
saying,
not
for
seen.
staging, well, how many people
Exactly.
wants to sell a home?
Yes.
And the wrong furniture, the way they put everything together in the staging, it makes a big impact.
Absolutely.
Because it's visual. As soon somebody is coming, they have to feel good.
Right,
and with
right.
this, you can do it.
Yeah, and there's not an aspect of life,
Yes.
okay, that we cannot approach with this and show.
For me, it's unlimited.
Yes, I mean, talk about people engaging with partnerships, whether it's dating to whatever relationship of any kind. Okay. Yeah, and we can energetically measure. We can do that with photographs. It's amazing.
Amazing what you can do. This
Yeah.
person is good for me or not good for me. It's just on and on. It's
But,
like I don't see the end. This is absolutely phenomenal.
Yes. So again, it's for a lot of people, they're sometimes on the emotion, they're attracted to certain things, but there's an energy about some. So where is that energy? How is that compatible with my energy? And it might be for in the moment, but I mean, because of where both people are at energetically, right?
Yes.
Maybe some point in the future the energies could change, because we should all be growing, right? And as we grow, we should all be shifting. And as we are doing that, it's it's a life of creating more harmony, right? So whatever we're doing, like if we listen to music, if it's really harmonious, it's beautiful music, right?
Yes.
So we can create that beautiful music in our body for doing the right thing, within us, on the outside, and then we can expand our home, our business, life, those we associate with. And it's kind of like throwing the pebble in the ocean and you create a ripple effect, but that energy just keeps on going, right?
With this, you can help somebody from being at home, having a nice home, sleeping well.
Yes.
Help this person again to dress accordingly to her own energy. Right. We'll work on that. You go to work, you will have a better impact, right? Because you sleep better, you eat better, you're going to drink the right thing for you too. You dress accordingly to what you're supposed to, and you are going to have the impact at work.
Right.
All the people are going to meet, or if you have a business meeting and so on. Imagine after this. And after you carry on with a social life, and, it's just, and you have no limitation with this. It's in every part of your life.
That's right. So I'm just listening to you and you say, life, right? So again, I always emphasize,
life.
You're born alive to have a life, but we don't know how to have that life. But now we can know more, right?
Yeah. You are going to have a
format
you are
this
finally
life.
going to do the right thing for you.
Exactly.
Instead of sometimes you are say, oh, why don't I try this? Or why I don't do this properly? Maybe this is the reason. We don't know. And thanks to you.
So by that's measuring your overall, but then like you said, we can take those other portals, right? Like the knowledge of chakras, for example. Okay, those 7 energy points. To a lot of people, this is mysticism, but it's real. Okay, these are energy portals, and once we open that up, as well. Besides having good hearing and good everything, this physical, the five senses, besides having that, we need to enlarge this so that we get balance. It's all about creating balance everywhere. And most people, when they check those 7 energy points, they're out of balance, right? And a lot of where people are out of balance is their third eye, the pineal gland, which we know has been manipulated through things like fluoride. Okay, so I always tell people, beware of fluoride. And if you don't believe how fluoride is being used in history, just do your research, okay? How Hitler and Stalin used fluoride in the concentration camps to sedate people, to numb down. And today, fluoride is used in still so many products, right? Even your toothpaste, it says fluoride.
It's true.
And it says not to swallow this. But how many kids, when they brush their teeth with fluoride, are going to swallow that? And that crystallizes the pineal gland, which is called your third eye, which opens up your intuition. See, so a lot of people are lacking that. So this is why I find it so important that when I check somebody out, check the chakras, balance the chakras, and we've got easy ways of doing it. Okay, so we're using natural things. We're using crystals, we're using rocks, we're using the stuff that can work, and we can measure it. And again, whatever can be measured can be managed. Okay, so, and you're going to see it. And as people say, I need to see it to believe it. Well, we're going to be able to show it so that you can see it, right?
I never imagined something like this. Never. No, I'm impressed. More than impressed, I am flabbergasted.
I really feel that when this came to me, this was meant to be mine, okay? And the way it came, this was like truly like a gift. And I put them in my hands, and not everybody can do this, but within 5 minutes, this was attuned to me. And I think I was just thinking about it today, earlier on, right? This is like my instrument. And at one time, I played bass guitar, right? Do a lot of the blues. The blues come right deep, deep, So I just get my bass with playing, with jamming, right? The session, we're doing a jam session here right now too, right? But just get my bass and just close my eyes and really get into it. I just can feel the music flowing. So me and the instrument become one, right? Me and these instruments become one.
I saw you in action. I agree. Totally.
So
and I wish everybody to, if they're very lucky to have you going to their home or coming to your office to try and to even outside when it's a beautiful day, because you can do the outside too.
That's
even better too. They will have a new life.
Yes. So in order for, people want to change things, right? And there's that saying, be the change that you want it to be. So the change begins with us. So for me, it's okay. I'm going to work on me first. Allow these changes to manifest in me. And then I can have a greater effect, right, on people. When people see and realize, they feel your energy, you're coming across, that, you're genuine, you're not, trying to sell somebody or push something, right? And so I want to make that energy just flow natural.
Even thanks to you, I'm serving, because so many projects doesn't work for me. Some projects that I don't even started, I took it back. It's no point. It was showing it was against me.
Right.
So I'm going to have, I am buying the right thing.
So anyone who's, listening to this stuff, we're going to do some more amazing projects, and we're all in the learning game, right?
But for me, it's more learning. It's for me, it's real, because what I experienced with you was not a joke. It was like more than amazing. It's like, thanks to you now, I'm going to be feeling better. I'm feeling better. I slept like a baby. So yes, 2 nights I was so, and I have a cough. You can hear. I'm just coming out of a cold, coughing thanks to what you were doing me and helping me that night with the cupping too. It was like, I could sleep. I could sleep normally. I click the TV until 1, 2. I would like to sleep, please. I would like to sleep. I want to sleep. More moving. I cannot sleep. More movie. And that night, I slept. And last night again, it's been like 2 nights, 2, 3 nights now, I can sleep. I sleep even before midnight, which normally it was I have to wake 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's like, I can sleep.
Well, I know Paris.
I know.
He even he slept like a baby.
I know. We all sleep. Everybody's sleeping like a baby, like the dog now. The dog is sleeping like this. So
the whole house is sleeping like a baby.
And the thing is, I feel so much better.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very pleased about this, and I'm going to carry on. And now with the new diet that you're going to give me too, I tested one. I really like it.
Oh yeah.
Took everything. Yep, everything.
Well, you know
out.
what? Once we get things more in balance,
Yes.
I can help you lose your weight.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've already done that.
Everybody wants to lose weight for what you means. You are, the way you are. You don't. You even experience this on you too, and it works, right?
Right.
Everybody around you. So that's another way. That's something has nothing to do with this, but it's really working.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
And all the health products as well. You have to select which one you take. There's too many on the shelves.
Yeah. Not everything that is labeled healthy is necessarily healthy.
Yes.
Because actually, what has happened, a lot of the supplement companies are now bought out by those people that make bad food and everything else.
Yes.
Big name companies. So they're just basically, they see this trend of people wanting to be healthier, and they're going to take it over, and then they will manipulate things, and they put cheaper ingredients in there.
Yes.
People still go by the experience because they've been using this for such a long time. We're creatures of habit. Well, there's the appearance of it being good because maybe we've had some experiences that were great, right?
Yes.
But, I'm going to, and I really believe that, this information comes to me. And so, for example, I'm testing various forms of vitamin D3.
Yes.
I'm taking different brand names, and some measure good and some measure like really bad, like nothing. And I'm going, how can this be? Previous information I read, it says buy the cheapest vitamin D3. Okay, tell people buy the cheapest vitamin D3 because you trust the information, right?
Yes.
But I'm testing and I see, oh no, it's not that way. So then, shortly after that, I'm reading this documentation. It says, for example, that vitamin D3 is also made from ground feathers. Bird feathers, chicken feathers, duck feathers, whatever feathers. And I guess it might be high in vitamin D3.
Okay.
But now, energetically, we have to see, how bioavailable is this? So can your body actually use it? Okay,
yes.
So when we're testing this, different foods or anything that's been GMO modified or being full of herbicides, pesticides, all this stuff. And remember, anything with the word ites, herbicides, pesticides, fungicide, you can just look it up. When it ends with the ites on it, it's carcinogenic.
Yes.
Bottom line, right? So it's kind of like,
touch
but it's everywhere,
yes.
right? It's everywhere. So you have to be very careful, okay? But, so here's this vitamin D. This allows me to delineate that, by measuring that on your body as to how it affects your life force. So, life gives life.
Yes.
And if whatever you put near your body does not give you life, but it depletes you, then it becomes like really it's working against you.
Yes.
Okay, you want to build your life force and you want to keep your life force big.
Yes.
And the bigger life force is like optimal immune system. We talk about the body's immune system, the capacity to heal. We need that energetic immune system.
Yes.
Because now we're living in a world with all this technology as well that are creating a lot of negative energies. And again, we demonstrate that with cell phone and Wi-Fi, right?
Yes.
We all need these.
Yes.
But these can create a lot of harm. As a matter of fact, California just made it a law that all young children need to be informed that cell phone energy is bad and harmful to them. There are nations in Europe where they don't use Wi-Fi in the schools, in the classroom, because they know the dangers of Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And that's with the current system. By 2020, they want to go 5G. Everything will be, and there'll be more antennas and more transmitters of the 5G frequencies out there. Okay.
Yes.
Again, these are subtle vibrations. So anything that's energy is vibration, frequency. Frequency is the rate of that vibration,
Yes.
right? So we have kilohertz, megahertz, which are higher. Now we're going to gigahertz, right?
Yes.
So 5G, 5 gigs. Okay.
Yes.
And the higher the vibration, well, so just think of this, that because all this energy is invisible, okay? So what happens? We're being bombarded.
Okay.
And they say in the last 100 years, 200 million new frequencies. We see it? No, it's invisible.
Yes.
Again, with what we can do with this, we draw the invisible into the physical spectrum. Seeing is believing. Yes. Whatever can be measured can be managed. Yes. Okay, so it's all the stuff all around us.
Yes.
And we're living in an ocean of energy, literally. There's all these hundreds of millions of frequencies. The good ones, bad ones.
Yes.
Okay, and but the more and more of the bad ones are being there, now it's like healing, the best healing we can do is by having the best immune system. We need this energy immune system. We need to keep our energy field out there so that when this stuff comes, targets us.
Yes.
Okay, it's like a shield, right? You're shielding
Exactly.
things off, right?
Yes.
It's not able to bounce and get you here.
Yes.
And that is what caused him. We got smart meters. Guess what? They call all this stuff smart. What they're doing is they're dumbing us down, okay?
Yes.
And they're creating more disease. And take the word disease, you're at ease, you're in balance, you're disease, you're out of balance. So all these things can knock us out of balance, and because it's invisible, it just comes, and smack, right?
Yes.
And like, it sometimes maybe be better if you can have a physical, somebody goes, boom, hit you, ow.
Yes.
I know I'm hurt. The other way, you don't know you're hurt, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of these frequencies, when they bounce off you, and that's what they say, 5G, for example, would be like you take a needle and you just prick yourself like that. Keep on pricking yourself in the same spot. What's going to happen on that spot? You're going to bleed.
Yes.
Okay? So, yeah, you're going to get hurt, right? So the problem is it's invisible. Like, okay. Yeah. So now we have a way, bring the invisible into a visible spectrum, measure it. How is it impacting you? And the nice thing is we're not at loss that we don't have answers to correct that, to balance, to bring us out, and to correct that.
Yes.
The key is that. So for me, it's coming up with solutions, not just finding the problems.
Yes.
And I just see we have more and more solutions for the problem, okay?
Yes.
So I want to bring that to the table and prove the solution for you, the solution for you, the solution for every person,
Yes.
right? And some of them are quite common. And so we have solutions, so people can come and follow and look at the website and so on. We're going to have more and more of these things listed there for solutions for them.
The easiest is to call you.
Easiest, yes, phone me.
To call you.
And I love sharing with people this information.
Because sometimes even people watching a video, sometimes they watch and they don't really understand.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just so between the video that you have and what you do, and you make me feel experience. It's just it's another dimension.
That's right.
Totally dimension, and you see it with, and you feel it with yourself.
That's right.
So,
and you could become the subject matter there too, right? I can measure of you.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Yes.
Yes, it's what makes this happen. It's like change your life.
I'm so thankful. This is my best teacher.
And you
It
can
changed
help
me.
people to say, yes, you have a problem in your stomach, problem with this, you can determine everything with this. What is your problem inside? But sometimes people don't realize what is the really problem. You can see a doctor, you can see even 2 doctors in 48 hours like I had, totally the opposite diagnostic. This is not going to be changing. Yeah.
Everything is energy, and so we can take that aspect of us being energy.
Yes.
And one thing I've learned a lot and I've become to respect more is the ancient knowledge in traditional Chinese medicine about all the meridian points, the meridian lines, and all the acupuncture, acupressure, reflexology points, right?
Yes.
It is so true, right? And this is, again, I can go along the meridian lines, all the different points, and we can measure and visibly see your weaknesses or your strengths in those areas.
Yes.
And then we can also correct these things, right?
Yes.
And it's not, and the problem with whether it's products, and it can be good natural products, you know, vitamins, herbs, whatever, any of this
Yes.
sort of stuff. There are good therapies. Is how does this affect us for the long term? You can have short-term correction, okay, and then it pulls back because certain things are still not in balance. And so how I liken this to be is that if some of these points, which are typically, again, traditional Chinese medicine teaches something that is so true. It's feet first.
Yes.
Your feet are your foundation. You have all the points in your body connected to all the organs everywhere are in the feet.
Yes.
And most, I would say almost everyone, when they have a problem, you'll find the problems originating in the feet.
Yes.
And again, we have a proper way of dealing with it, detecting with it energetically. So nothing that I do is about labeling a disease.
Yes.
Only work from an energetic perspective.
Yes.
Doctors can throw the labels at this,
Yes.
whatever, because they need a label to attach a drug.
Always.
I don't need that. It's just, okay, you got energy blockage,
Yes.
you got energy blockage, you got problem with circulation.
Yes.
Blood supplies oxygen, the first thing that all cells need,
Yes.
okay, and then the nutrient. And I always tell people to remind them this relationship, because sometimes these are things are just words and ideas. But people can maybe relate in terms of, okay, the brain. The brain is the neurological control center. It runs everything down below, right?
Yes.
And the brain needs 25 to 30% of all the oxygen that comes in the body, the brain uses.
Yes.
So if a person was choked, how many minutes would it take to put that person down and under and out? Finished, right? They say somewhere around 3 to 5 minutes. Or the person falls in the pool. The brain gets cut off of the blood, of the oxygen. That's it. Life is done.
Yes.
Okay? And so every aspect, every cell in your body needs the blood to supply the oxygen, to supply the nutrients.
Yes.
And when the energy is not there, the blood's not going to be there. Okay? And then you get a little bit of pain, then you get inflammation, full-term pain. Chronic inflammation leads to infection.
Yes.
Because the blood is not flowing, just like water's not flowing in a puddle, in an aquarium, whatever,
Yes.
it gets algae in there. Your blood gets infected. So we got to get things flowing. This is the magic that I did with you and with Paris, with the cupping plus.
Yes.
It just shifts things so fast.
Yes.
Okay?
I did
So,
tapping on,
yeah.
but
On the
I
toes, on the
never,
feet.
Never had this before. That's why I slept like a baby.
So, you know, when I work on a lot of people's feet, they just feel
Yes.
like, oh man, this is so good, right?
Yes.
And but it's foundation. You're standing on it,
Yes.
feet first.
Yes.
We work on that,
Yes.
and we work on the rest of the body and just, you know, restore that, right? So we have many, many answers. So I just want to invite people to keep an
Yes.
open mind to all this stuff, right, that we're discussing. You know now it's real.
Yes.
And I think that when other people have that opportunity, give me a phone call, whatever, you know, hey,
Yes.
make it real to yourself.
Exactly.
Okay? And then you can really be more empowered by knowing it. Okay?
Yes.
And then knowledge is good, but then you can also act. I can help to design you with whatever you're eating, how it's working, for whatever you're putting on your body, clothing,
Yes.
perfumes,
Exactly.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
what it is. Everything, including your association. Maybe you feel certain things are not quite right, and okay, what can
Yes.
we do to change some of this stuff around? Again,
Yes.
everything is about bringing in more balance. And when things are in balance, things will go better. When they're out of balance, you know,
Totally.
yeah.
Your life is totally. You cannot live well.
That's right.
We live, but not well.
That's right. So I think we did good here today, right?
Yes, I
and
think
thank
that-
you for
Oh,
you
you're
know
welcome.
time.
Richard, thank you so much for everybody as well watching your program, because I'm just here today as a witness and I experience it. And I am absolutely, I will encourage I'm going, and I started to encourage all my friends to have, to do what I did with you, and I'm not finished, I want to do more. And
Oh, yeah.
is
just
really,
begun.
that's year 2018 is going to be my best healthy year.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel. And that's thanks to you. You always brought and bring and carry on, and you will do this for the rest of your life because this is inside of you, this is your passion. And in what you are, the way you are selecting your products, your techniques, technology, everything you bring to everybody around you, it's because you love to help everybody and yourself. You are just, we just have to look at you and say, wow. You're
Okay, all right,
happy.
good. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you again.